I did this little extra recording on the front end of things here to kind of give you an idea of the picture that you should be able to paint coming out of your current seminar. Remember, this is not designed to take the place of your seminar. It's designed to tag on the back end of it to enhance what you've already talked about. Because if you really understand and get the true picture of what the new reverse mortgage is today, you will soon catch the vision of how this can enhance what you're going to already do for them. So those who are going to sign up with you, when you talk about the reverse mortgage, of how it can enhance what they're doing with their mortgage or a line of credit, all the different options, they will love what you're about to show them. So this is doing nothing more than just a continuation of, and hopefully your enthusiasm will carry on over into it. Because when I've used this as a tag on my current seminar programs, I always pick up an extra 2 to 3 clients who wouldn't have come and saw me anyway, but this touched them right in the heart of the matter. So bear with me as I go through this, and I'll give you some general ideas of what this PowerPoint should and needs to say. Okay, folks, we've had a great time this evening thus far, and I hope you've all learned something. And I've got a favor to ask you. I've got one more little topic I want to talk about and go over with you, another tool that will kind of enhance the overall picture of what we've already covered. And I just like to take 10 more minutes of your time. Will you bear with me? Can you stick with me for 10 more minutes? Great. Thank you. So what I'd like to say is, if you are 62 years of age or older, and you know that your retirement years are going to have some challenges to it, I want to talk to you about the latest proven financial tool that will help protect and enhance your current portfolio. It's going to be like the frosting on the cake for what we've already talked about this evening, because as we utilize this tool, it is just kind of topping things off and putting a real sweetness right into the overall financial planning that we like to work with. This is an old tool. It's been revamped for the financial planning world. It's nothing brand new. It's just been old. It's been revamped. It's all the way back from the 80s when President Reagan was in there. He's the one who passed the legislation to make this possible. But now it's coming into its own, and we're seeing a whole new version of this since just a year and a half ago of how it's being tweaked to help you out. It's been tweaked so much so and revamped so much for that even the American College of Financial Planning in Pennsylvania and the professors of finance and financial analysts and numerous professional organizations like Wall Street Journal or Forbes and a lot of different documentaries like NBC are all touting this particular tool. And why are they doing that? Because they know that as baby boomers, if you're 62 and older, there is a real challenge and risk, like we've already talked about tonight, of how to make sure your retirement is going to be safe and secure for you. Well, this tool is called the new reverse mortgage. Now, I know. Before you get up and walk out or kick me off the stage here, I want you to understand this is not the old reverse mortgage that we've heard all the rumors about and the bad sayings about, which, by the way, a lot of those are true. But this is the new reverse mortgage, and it's designed for financial planning. And I want to be able to share some of those thoughts with you in this 10 minutes. So stick with me. I want to talk to you about the mathematics of the reverse mortgage. For those of you who currently have a mortgage, and let's say you have a mortgage of $200,000, let's compare that to reinvesting that monthly payment on your own. If you have a $200,000 mortgage, your payment is probably somewhere around $1,000 a month. If you save that $1,000 a month, we want to see which one is going to be the better value for you in your pocket. Now, this is nothing new. We all understand that if you pay your mortgage for 10 years, you paid out $120,000, right? Well, of that, $80,000 went to the bank in interest. And your principal of $200,000 was only paid down $40,000. Now, If you took and you saved that $1,000 a month and put it into your own account, that $120,000 could very well have an account value today of $152,000. Now, which would you rather have? $152,000 sitting in a separate account someplace that's all yours, or you just paid down your current mortgage of $40,000 and still owe the bank another $160,000. Now, that's just easy math. We know that's what mortgages do, but a lot of times we've never focused upon what it would be if we put the money in our pocket. And how is that possible? Because when you look at this, the $80,000 that's going to the bank, you're only getting value of about a third of every dollar you're putting away. When you save the $1,000 a month, you're getting 100% dollar that you're putting away for you and your future. But what if you went out 20 years, paid $240, $140 in interest, and only $100? You're only half the way paid down on your mortgage. But if you would have saved it, and that's what we're in the business for as financial planners, to show you how to do the better thing with your funds that you have. In 20 years down the road, you could have as much as $390,000 in an account if we only average 4.5% interest on your account. Now, that is a no-brainer for us in the financial planning world, because it's a lot better option to put the money in your pocket rather than sending it to the bank, and the bank makes all the money off of you along the way. So if you have a mortgage, this is something we need to take a look at for you. Another option is the line of credit. And there's great power behind this line of credit. So this is for everyone who has your house currently paid for. You don't have a mortgage. You did good. You lived up to the dream of, when I retire, I'm going to owe no man nothing. My house is paid for, and that's the best thing you can have done, right? Well, we want to show you another option with that. If you had a house that's worth $350,000, the current growth rate is about 3% on housing out here. And if you had that $350,000 house, it would qualify you for a line of credit of $185,000. The government is never going to allow you to get into 100% of your house value when you set up the line of credit, but you're going to get somewhere around 50% plus access to your equity in your home. So that line of credit is sitting here, and by the way, it has a growth rate on it of 6.5%. And I want to explain that to you further as we go down the road here. But if we take and look at 1 year, 5 years, even 10 years down the road, if your house grew at 3% per year, 10 years down the road, your house could be worth maybe $470,000. But with what's happened over the last few years of real estate values and the bubble that happened, most people's homes in the last 10 years haven't grown at all, because what they were, they crashed and they've come back to about where they were 10 years ago. Versus if you set up a line of credit. Now this is exciting. I really get excited about this as a planner, because your line of credit is going to grow at 6.5%. Now that does not mean that we're going to pay you 6.5% interest. It means each year you're getting older, so they open up more of the line of credit to your equity. So instead of this year having $185,000, next year you'll be able to get to $197,000 of your equity in your home. And look at it, 10 years down the road, you can get to $347,000 of your equity in your home. If your home never grew like it has in the last 10 years, you can get $347,000 of your $350,000. You can get access to almost 100% of the value of your home. And what if interest rates go up? Look what if interest rates went from 6.5% to 8%, what would happen in 10 years or 15 years? Now, the purpose of this line of credit is just something that's going to enhance your overall portfolio. And we're going to show you how that can be utilized in this next slide. Now, we've all seen this. We know what the chart is trying to say to us. This is what's happened since 2000 all the way to the end of December 2015 and what the S&P 500 has done. The key thing that I want to talk about is For those of you that are in the market and you have the risk of the market on there, would you ever consider selling when the market is going down? Would you ever consider losing your position there of the possible gain that's come back? Everybody who sold or liquidated at that point in time have lost a ton of money because of what the market has done from '09 to now. Agreed? Well, what if you had to live off your portfolio, what if you were able to go to that line of credit and take and get access to that and live off of your line of credit while the market did what it needs to do to recover? Or what if, when it was clear down here in the bottom in '09, and you said, wow, if I just had some extra dollars, I got a great idea of investing in a certain stock or fund, what would that be today if you would have pulled $100,000 or $200,000 your line of credit? What would that investment be worth today from 2009 to current? Wow, double, maybe triple. That is great use of leveraging what you have in your line of credit. If a line of credit is used properly, along with the portfolios that we are designing, then we see the overall estate value increase by anywhere from 10 to 22% in overall value. It does not reduce like the old reverse mortgage does. It actually has the availability of increasing the value of estate because of market timing and things that go with it. This is a great option with the line of credit and working with our market and how to be able to coordinate things there. Let me give you a couple ideas if you was trying to leverage the equity in your home of the things you could use it for. If you had a $400,000 house, as you see here, you can get approximately $200,000 to get access to $200,000 through the line of credit or such. But we actually had a gentleman who came in and he took $200,000 out of his house and he turned around and bought $1 million joint survivor life insurance contract on he and his wife. Now, when he did that and counseled with me on that, he said, my question is, do you think that $200,000 of equity in my house will ever be worth $1 million tax-free to my heirs in the future? And at 70 years of age, my answer for that was, I don't hardly believe so. So you can leverage what you have that equity to do greater things, to increase that estate value. Or what if you were concerned about long-term care? There are programs out here in the market today, folks, to where you can take that $200,000, make a single deposit into a company that will provide an immediate death benefit if you were to die. But if you needed it for long-term care, maybe paying as much as $7,000 a month for long-term care for a lifetime, even for you and your spouse. So there's some great options here to take part of the equity in your home and to be able to protect your whole estate value and portfolio because you're letting the equity buy the insurance for you. Or we actually have a program that where you can take and put $200,000 in, and if you go into the Pension Protection Act annuity, it can take $200,000 and turn it into $600,000 bucket of money if you needed it for any type of long-term care, home health care, assisted living, whatever it might be, but it can actually triple that bucket of money. Now, where else can you go today and do that, or where can you take money from your portfolio to do that? And then, of course, we like to suggest maybe setting up that HECM line of credit through the equity that's left in your home. So these are just a few samples and ideas of how or what can be done with that reverse mortgage being utilized within your home. So a lot of people ask us, well, why would I do a reverse mortgage? Look at all these ideas. We mentioned something about long-term care, or you could turn around and even convert your traditional IRAs to a Roth IRA. That's an awesome thought, and we can talk more about someday. Or buy life insurance, or maybe an estate tax deduction. Now, that's something we didn't talk about. All this interest that accumulates on a reverse mortgage is tax deductible at the end of your estate. So if you've got an IRA worth $200,000 or $300,000 and you've got interest that's accumulated on your reverse mortgage of $100,000, that is tax deductible off of your estate at that point in time. So you are still getting your mortgage interest deduction, but it's just coming at the end of life rather than through life. You can also get rid of your mortgage payment, or maybe it's designed, and we believe this one very strongly, to take the pressure off of your portfolio. So we like to say, more so than why you would do it, it is why not? Because there's so many uses and so many applications of the new reverse mortgage today. We talk to every one of our clients when they come in to counsel with us about how this is going to assist, enhance, and make their portfolios safer and make their retirement even greater for them because of the new reverse mortgage. Thank you for allowing me to take these few extra minutes, because this is something we want to talk to you about.